Okay, there are two different types of problems are there for analysis of portal frames by using Kani's method. The first is different types of problems are there. Okay, so by using Kani's method, we can solve different types of problems. The first is analysis of continuous beam. First is analysis of continuous beam. Okay, analysis of continuous beam. Under this type of problem, we can solve two different types of problem, that is continuous beam with sinking of support, or settlement of support. Whereas second type of problem for which can be analyzed for continuous beam by using Kani's method is without sinking of support. So without sinking of support, okay, without settlement or sinking of support. Okay, this is second type of problem which can be analyzed by using this Kani's method. Whereas in case of portal frames, for portal frames we can again analyze two different types of problems. The first one is portal frames with sway, okay, portal frame with sway. And the second type of problem we can analyze is portal frame without sway, So our as per our syllabus, we have only analysis of these portal frames only, that is analysis of portal frame with sway and without sway. Okay, so these two types of problems are there which are required to be analyzed or which are required to be solved as per this Kani's method, and we will be starting with the first problem of analysis of portal frames, without sway. We will be starting with this analysis of portal frames without sway. Okay, so we have this particular problem. Okay, we have this particular problem, and we have to the problem statement is analyze the rigid frame by shown in figure by Kani's method. We have to solve this particular frame by using Kani's method. Okay, you can see here for this particular frame, the frame is ABCDEF. The span AB is subjected to a point load of 20 kilonewton meter, which is acting at a distance 2 meter from end A, and the span AB is 3 meter. 3 meter. Screen is not visible. Yeah, just a minute. Just a minute. Sorry. Okay, you can see here this particular portal frame. For this particular portal frame, span AB, which is having a span of 3 meter, is subjected to a point load of 20 kilonewton, which is acting at a distance 2 meter from end A. This span BC is subjected to a uniformly distributed load of 48 kilonewton per meter. For this span CD, it is subjected to a point load of 30 kilonewton, which is acting at edge D. Okay, and you can see here the support A is a fixed support, F and E are again fixed support. Okay, span of BF is 3 meter, and span of CE is again 4 meter. The moment of inertia of span AB is I, moment of inertia of span BC is twice I. For column BF it is I, and for column CE it is twice I. For CD the moment of inertia is again I. Span AB is 3 meter, span BC is 4 meter, span ED is 2 meter, the column height of BF is 3 meter, and CE is 4 meter. We have to analyze this particular frame which is given by using Kani's method. Now you can see here at support A there are restrictions are provided for horizontal movement of this particular frame. Therefore, this is a problem of portal frame without sway. Okay, this is a problem of portal frame without sway, which we have already seen when there will be sway and when there will not be any sway. In case of portal frame, sway will be there if there are different cross sections of columns are available in your portal frame. The support conditions are different, there is no symmetry of properties, no symmetry of loading is there, then there may be some sway is possible. But for this particular frame, you can see there is restriction is provided at this joint A. Therefore, this is the problem of portal frame without sway, problem of portal frame without sway. Okay. So, for analysis of this particular portal frame by using Kani's method, as we have already seen, there are three main equations. Are required. Okay, the first equation is this is the first equation, that is calculation of rotation factor. The rotation factor is given by rotation factor is equal to minus half distribution factor, which we have already understood how to calculate distribution factor in moment distribution method. Okay, we can write this rotation factor is equal to minus half into Ki divided by summation of K, where this Ki is stiffness of individual member and summation of K is the summation of stiffness of all the members meeting at a particular joint, The second equation, this is the second equation, this gives the value of rotation contribution, The rotation contribution for any member will be equal to rotation contribution of member at far end. You can see for M dash AB, it is calculated by considering the rotation contribution M dash BA, that is rotation contribution at far end, plus sum of fixed end moment of all the members meeting at joint A, for this case at joint A. So, sum of all fixed end moment of all the members meeting at joint A, this whole bracket multiplied by rotation factor. This is the formula which is used for calculating the rotation contribution. And the third equation, this is the third equation which gives the value of final end moment. Final end moment is equal to fixed end moment plus 2 into rotation contribution at near end, plus rotation contribution of far end, This is the formula for calculating the final end moment. So, final end moment MAB, if we want to calculate the final end moment MAB, this will be equal to MFAB, that is fixed end moment, MFAB, that is fixed end moment AB, plus 2 into rotation contribution of near end. So, that is 2 into M dash AB, this is the 2 into rotation contribution at near end, plus M dash BA, Okay, this is the formula for calculating this final end moment, okay, for AB. Okay, so we will go to the problem now. We have to analyze this particular problem. Okay. So, this is our problem which we have to analyze by using Kani's method, So, whenever we will be solving any problem by using Kani's method, the first step will be to find out the fixed end moment, So, step number one is to find or calculate fixed end moment. We have to first calculate the fixed end moments. Okay, so MFAB, this is equal to this MFAB or fixed end moment AB, this is equal to, we have for this span AB, a point load of 20 kilonewton is acting. Therefore, the formula will be minus WAB square divided by L square. So, this will be equal to minus 20, A is 2 meter for AB, multiplied by b is 1 meter, so square divided by 3 square. This will be equal to minus 4.44 kilonewton meter. Okay. Next is we have to find out the fixed end moment for MFBA. So MFBA, this will be equal to MFBA, this will be equal to WA square B divided by L square. So this is equal to 20 into, we have A is equal to 2, B is equal, 2 square, B is equal to 1 divided by again 3 square. So this is equal to 8.89 kilonewton meter, 8.89 kilonewton meter. Okay. Similarly, we have to find out the fixed end moment for BC span. So MFBC, this will be equal to the formula will be minus WL square upon 12. So this is equal to minus W is 48. You can see here a UDL of 48 is acting on this particular span. So 48 minus 48 into span is 4 meters. So 4 square divided by 12. So this is equal to minus 64 kilonewton meter, Similarly, MFCB, this will be plus WL square by 12. So I will directly write down this as plus 64 kilonewton meter. Now for this span CD, this is a overhanging portion, and for this is overhanging portion, and therefore this is a determinate part, because we can directly find out the final bending moment for span CD. This will be equal to minus 30 into this span 2 meter, so this is equal to minus 60 kilonewton meter. We can directly find out this. Okay. Whenever there will be the load is acting in clockwise direction, the bending moment for overhanging portion will be negative. It will be negative. Now if this beam should have been like this, if it would have been like this, okay, then the bending moment due to this load P, this would have been positive, but for this 30 kilonewton load, the bending moment will be negative 30 into span of 2 meter, Therefore this MCD, that is final bending moment, MCD, this final bending moment MCD, this will be equal to minus 30 into 2, so this is equal to minus 60 kilonewton meter, and for span BF and CE, you can see no load is acting on these two span BF and CE, therefore the bending fixed end moment for this span will be equal to 0. Therefore MFBF is equal to MFB is equal to MFCE is equal to MFEC is equal to 0. This is how the fixed end moment are calculated as per our Kani's method. The next step will be to find out the rotation factor. Okay, next step will be to find out the rotation factor. So I will copy this image. So I will copy this. At the bottom of our page, so that it will be easy for you to understand how we are calculating the rotation factor. So step number 2. Step 2 is calculate a rotation factor. Now the formula for rotation factor is equal to minus half or minus 0.5 into Ki divided by summation of K. Ki divided by summation of K. okay, where Ki is the stiffness of a particular member and summation K is the stiffness of all the members meeting at a particular joint. Okay, now you can see here we are having joint B and joint C, where we have to find out the rotation factor. We have to find out the rotation factor at joint B and C. So prepare a table like this. First column will be joint, second column will be members, third column will be your stiffness, fourth column will be summation of stiffness, and last column will be rotation factor. This rotation factor is equal to minus half into Ki divided by summation of K, Ki divided by summation of K. One by one we will find out the rotation factor one by one. Okay. So first we have to find out the stiffness for all these members BA. Let us consider the joint B. Therefore, at joint B we are having three members meeting are there. The first one is BA, second is BF, and third is BC. So we will find out the stiffness for BA first. The stiffness is given by 4 EI upon L. You can see here for BA stiffness is given by 4 EI by L. So 4 EI divided by L, span of AB or BA, this is 3 meter. I will directly write down this. So this will be equal to 1.33 EI, 1.33 EI. Now next is to find out the stiffness of BF. To find out the stiffness of BF, you can see the stiffness of BF is again 4 EI by L. This will be 4 EI divided by L, but you can see it will be 4 EI by L only. So I will directly write down the value, that is equal to BF is 4 EI divided by L, span you can see it is 3 meter, so this will be equal to 1.33 EI again, 1.33 EI again. Now for span BC, you can see here the moment of inertia is given by twice I. Therefore we have to consider this moment of inertia value also, and the stiffness will be again 4 EI by L, that is 4 E into twice I divided by L. We have L or span is equal to 4 meters. So this will be equal to twice EI. It will be equal to twice EI. Summation of K, I will write down this value for joint B. This will be equal to 1.33 plus 1.33 plus 2, that is equal to 4.66 EI, 4.66 EI. Now rotation factor will be calculated by using this particular formula, that is rotation factor is equal to minus half into Ki divided by summation K. Okay, so this is equal to minus half. For BA it will be 1.33 EI, 1.33 EI, or I'll zoom this. So this will be equal to minus half into 1.33 EI divided by 4.66 EI, 4.66 EI. So this will be equal to, minus 0.143, minus 0.143. Similarly, this will be again minus 0.143 because this will be again minus 0.143, okay, because this is 1.33 only. Similarly, for this span BC, it will be twice EI divided by 2 into 4.67 EI. So this will be minus 0.214. I will directly write down the values. Now for span at joint C, again we have to find out the stiffness values. For CB, CD and CE. So I will prepare this table. Okay. So the stiffness of this CB, here the stiffness of CB will be equal to 4 EI by L. For this CB, the stiffness will be 4 EI by L. So write down here 4 EI by L, but I is twice I, therefore it will be 4 E into twice I divided by L. Span is 4 meters, so this will be equal to twice EI. This will be equal to twice EI. Now for CD, for this span CD, the stiffness will be 0. Stiffness will be 0 because the this is a overhanging portion, and for CE the stiffness will be again 4 EI. Sorry, the stiffness is again, you can see here the moment of inertia is twice I, therefore we have to consider this as 4E into twice I divided by L. The span is again 4 meters, so this will be equal to twice EI. This will be equal to twice EI, and the final summation of K, this will be equal to this twice EI plus this twice EI, that is equal to 4 EI. That is equal to 4 EI. And now we have to find out the rotation factor by using this particular formula, that is rotation factor is equal to minus half into Ki divided by summation K. So this twice EI divided by 4, this will be equal, sorry, minus half into twice EI divided by 4 EI, this will be equal to minus 0.25. Similarly for CE it will be again minus 0.25. So this is how we have to find out the rotation factors. This is how we have to find out the rotation factor. Next step number 3 is to prepare rotation or iteration table. We will consider this as iteration table. To prepare a iteration table. Okay, now how to prepare this iteration table? This is our problem. For the, or this is our frame. For this frame we will be preparing an iteration table like this. And for this iteration table, what we'll be doing, this is our A, this is our B joint, this is our C joint, this is our D joint, this is our E joint, and this is our F joint. So for this, what we'll be doing, we'll be writing the fixed end moment here, that is MFAB. We'll be writing MFAB here. We'll be preparing the iteration table or rotation contribution table like this. Okay, at joint B we will be having different rotation factors. At joint B and C we will be having different rotation factors. So we will be preparing a table like this. Okay, we will be preparing the frame itself. Only at joints where we are having rotation factor, we will be preparing the boxes like this. The boxes like this are prepared. Okay, then we'll write down the fixed end values like this. MFAB will be written here, MFBA will be written here, MFBC will be written here, CB it will be written here, MFCD will be written here, MFB will be written here, and MFBF will be written here, MFCE will be written here, and MFEC will be written here. Then we will be writing the rotation contributions here. So rotation contribution for BA will be written here. Rotation factor for BA will be written here. Rotation factor for BF will be written here. Rotation factor for BC will be written here. Rotation factor for CB will be written here. Rotation factor for CD will be written here, and rotation factor for CE will be written here like this. Okay. Next step, what we have to do, we have to take summation of fixed end moment at joint B. We have to write here, that is this summation of fixed end moment at joint B, this summation of fixed end moment at joint B, this will be equal to MFBA plus MFBC plus MFBC, that is summation of fixed end moment at joint B plus this MFBF, so write down here MFBF, this will be the summation of fixed end moment at joint B, and we have to write down this value here, we have to write down this particular value here. Okay, next we have to take the summation of fixed end moment, we have to take the summation of fixed end moment at joint C, so write down here summation of fixed end moment at joint C, so this will be equal to MFCB plus MFEC plus MFCD or MCD. Just write down whatever value you get here. Okay, just write down this value here, so you will get the summation of fixed end moment at joint C. Like this we have to prepare this iteration table, and then we have to go for the iteration. Okay, just a minute. Now, so like this we have to write down the values of different rotation factor, fixed end moment, and rotation factor, fixed end moment, and summation of fixed end moment in this rotation contribution table. So I have already written down for this particular problem, I have already written down the values, different values of fixed end moment, and rotation contribution for this particular problem. Okay, only we have to take the summation of fixed end moment at this joint B, Okay, we have A joint here, we have B joint here, we have C joint here, we have D joint here, E joint is somewhere here, and F joint is somewhere here. Okay, so like this we have to write down the values of fixed end moment. MFAB is written here, BA is written here, BC is written here, MFCB is written here, MFCD is written here. Okay, FB, this will be 0 and it will be written here. MFBA will be again 0, fixed end moment is 0, will be written here. MFCE is 0, it is written here, and MFEC is again 0, so it will be written here like this. Okay, now we have to go for the iteration or for calculation of rotation contribution. So our formula for calculating the rotation contribution, we have rotation contribution is equal to rotation contribution at far end, plus summation of fixed end moment at that joint, multiply this complete bracket with the rotation factor. Let us consider, if we are calculating the rotation contribution for AB, then this rotation contribution for AB, this will be M dash AB, that is rotation contribution at AB is equal to M dash BA, that is rotation contribution at far end, plus summation of fixed end moment at joint B is summation of fixed end moment at joint B plus, this will be for BA, okay, this will be rotation contribution for BA, this is equal to rotation contribution at AB, plus summation of fixed end moment at joint B, multiply this complete bracket with a rotation factor for BA, this is the formula. Okay, so first we will start with joint B, first we'll start with joint B. Summation of fixed end moment at joint B, this will be equal to minus 64 plus 8.89 plus 8.89. So this will be equal to minus 64 plus 8.89. This will be equal to minus 55.11 kilonewton meter, 0.11 kilonewton meter. At joint C, the fixed end moment CB is 64 and CD is minus 60. So summation of fixed end moment will be 64 minus 60, that will be equal to plus 4 kilonewton meter or 4.0 kilonewton meter. Okay, I have already written down the rotation factors for BA, BC, BF, CB and CE here like this, and CD. Okay. Now we have to find out the rotation contribution for each of the joint. Okay. So for BA, I will be writing the rotation contribution here. For BA, rotation contribution will be written here. For BC, rotation contributions will be written here. Rotation contribution will be written here. For CB, rotation contributions will be written here. Okay. For CE, rotation contributions will be written here. Rotation contribution will be written here. Okay. And for BC, I will be writing the rotation contribution here. For BF, I will be writing the rotation contribution here like this. Okay. So to calculate the rotation contribution at B, the rotation contribution at B will be equal to, the formula is this, that is rotation contribution at far end, rotation contribution at far end. So rotation contribution here for A, joint A or AB member is nothing is given there. Therefore, let us consider this is 0. This is 0 here. Again, the rotation contribution for FB, let us consider this as 0, and rotation contribution at CB, nothing is given. Let us consider this is again 0. So this will be 0, that is rotation contribution at far end is 0, plus summation of fixed end moment at joint B. At joint B, fixed end moment summation is minus 55.11. So write down here minus 55.11 minus 55.11. Multiply this with rotation contribution for BA, that is minus 0.143. So this will be equal to 7.88. Write down this here, 7.88. Just write down this value here, 7.88. Similarly, for BF, again we have to find out the rotation contribution. Okay, for BF, again we have to find out the rotation contribution. So this will become, I'll delete this one. Okay, so for BF, the sum of rotation contribution will be, okay, for this BF, sum of rotation contribution at far end will be again 0, or I'll write down this again, just a minute. Okay, so for this BF member, the rotation contribution can be calculated by rotation contribution at far end, rotation contribution at far end. So for BF, rotation contribution at far end here is 0, again here is again 0, again here it is 0. So it will be 0 plus summation of fixed end moment at joint B. So this is minus 55.11. So minus 55.11, multiply this complete bracket with rotation contribution for BF, that is minus 0.143 minus 0.143. So this will be equal to 7.88, again 7.88. Just write down this value here for BF, 7.88 here. Okay, 7.88 here. Now we have to find out the rotation contribution for BC. Okay, we have to find out the rotation contribution for BC. For BC, the rotation contribution will be calculated by using formula rotation contribution at far end. So rotation contribution at far end, this is 0, this is again 0, and this is again 0. So I will directly write down this as 0 plus fixed end moment at joint B, that is this minus 55.11. So minus 55.11, multiply this with rotation factor for BC, that is minus 0.214, that is minus 0.214. So this value will be equal to 11.79. So write down this here, 11.79. Similarly, at joint C, again we have to find out the rotation contributions at joint C. Again we have to find out the rotation contributions. Okay, again the formula will be same, that is rotation contribution at near end, or rotation contribution is equal to rotation contribution at far end plus summation of fixed end moment, multiply this with rotation factor, So rotation contribution for CB, this will be equal to rotation contribution at far end. Now for CB, you can see here the rotation contribution at far end B is 11.79. So write this 11.79. Here you can see the rotation contribution is 0. So this will be again 0, and here again we will be having 0. Therefore this will be 11.79 plus summation of fixed end moment at joint B. You can see this formula is here. Summation of fixed end moment at joint B, that is 4. Multiply this with rotation factor for CB. Rotation factor for CB is 0.25 or minus 0.25. So this will be equal to minus 3.95. Just write down this here, minus 3.95. You can also cut this, because this was the rotation contribution considered in the step 1. Rotation contribution considered in step 1. Okay, if required, if it confuses you, then you can cancel this also. If not, you can keep it like this also. Okay, now we have to find out the rotation contribution. For CE. We have to find out rotation contribution for CE. Here the rotation factor is minus 0.25. Therefore the rotation contribution will be same, that is minus 3.95. This was the cycle number 1. or C1. Again we have to go to this joint B, and again we have to find out the rotation contribution. For all the members at joint B. So rotation contribution for BA, that is M dash BA, this will be equal to rotation contribution at far end. You can see here it is 0, here it is again 0, and here we have minus 3.95. So it will be minus 3.95 plus summation of fixed end moment, this value minus 55.11. So this will be minus 55.11, minus 55.11. Multiply this with rotation contribution for BA. That is minus 0.143. So this will be equal to 8.44. This will be equal to 8.44. So just write down here 8.44 here. 8.44. Okay, you can also calculate this on calculator. That is I'll just recheck this, minus 3.95 minus 55.11. Multiply this with minus 0.143. This is 8.44. Okay, this is how rotation contribution for BA is calculated. Rotation contribution for BF, that is M dash BF, this will be equal to this M dash BF, this M dash BF, just a minute, this M dash BF, this M dash BF, this will be equal to rotation contribution at far end, rotation contribution at far end, the rotation contribution at far end, that is this 0 minus 3.95, but here you can see the rotation factor is same, that is minus 0.143. you can directly write down this will be 8.44 again, because here we got the 8.44 for minus 0.143 rotation factor, therefore we will get here 8.44 only, 8.44. Now for span BC, we have to calculate the rotation contribution M dash BC. This will be equal to, the formula is again rotation contribution at far end plus summation of fixed end moment, multiply this complete bracket with rotation factor. So M dash BC is equal to rotation contribution at far end 0, this will be 0, and this will be minus 3.95, so I will directly take minus 3.95 plus summation of fixed end moment, that this is minus 55.11, multiply this with rotation contribution for BC, that is minus 0.214. So this will be equal to 12.64. Write down this here, 12.64. Similarly we have to find out the rotation contribution for members meeting at joint B, C. At joint C, the first member is M dash CB, or rotation contribution for M dash CB will be equal to sum of rotation contribution at far end, sum of rotation contribution at far end. Here we have 12.64, so write down here 12.64, this is 0, this will be again 0, this will be again 0. So 12.64 plus summation of fixed end moment, so this is 4.0, so write down here 4.0, multiply this with rotation contribution for CB, that is minus 0.25. so this will be equal to minus 4.16, write down this value here, write down this particular value here, that is minus 4.16. as the rotation contribution for CE is again minus 0.25, therefore this value will be again minus 4.16. This was the cycle number 2. Again you can see there is a huge difference between these two values. There is a huge difference between these two values. These two values have a huge difference. You can see here, okay, these two values have a huge difference. Again these two values are having huge difference. We have to iterate this procedure, or we have to reiterate this procedure until and unless these values, the difference between the consecutive values is very low. So next we have to go for cycle number 3. So for cycle number 3, again rotation contribution for BA is required to be calculated. Now rotation contribution at BA, that is M dash BA, the formula is M dash BA is equal to rotation contribution at a far end, that is this 0 and minus 4.16, so this will be M dash BA, this will be equal to minus 4.16 plus summation of fixed end moment here, that is minus 55.11, so minus 55.11, multiply this with rotation factor of minus 0.143, so minus 0.143, so this will be equal to 8.48. 8.48, just write down this value here, just write down this value 8.48 here. You can see the difference is now very small. We can stop, if possible we can stop in this cycle, but we have to complete the cycle, we have to complete the cycle. So next we have to find out the rotation contribution for BF. So m dash BF is equal to, formula is rotation contribution at far end, rotation contribution at far end, this is 0, this is 0 for BF, and it is minus 4.16, minus 4.16, so this will be minus 4.16. The summation of fixed end moment at joint B, that is minus 55.11, minus 55.11, multiply this with rotation contribution for BF, that is minus 0.143. So minus 0.143, this will be equal to 8.48 only, 8.48. So just write down this value here, 8.48, 8.48. Next we have to find out the rotation contribution for BC. So m dash BC for this BC, okay, this is equal to rotation contribution at far end, this is 0, this is 0, this is minus 4.16, so 0 plus 0 minus कहाँ पे थे हम, yeah, we will calculating the rotation contribution for BC, rotation contribution for BC for step cycle number 3. So rotation contribution for BC, this will be equal to, the formula is again this, that is rotation contribution at far end plus summation of fixed end moment multiplied by rotation factor. So rotation contribution at far end, this is 0, this is 0, and this is minus 4.16. So write down here minus 4.16 plus summation of fixed end moment at joint B, so that this will be minus 55.11, multiply this with rotation contribution for BC, that is minus 0.214, minus 0.214. So this value will be equal to, 12.68, this will be 12.68. so just write down this value here for BC, 12.68. Okay, next we have to go to this joint C, to find out the rotation contribution. So rotation contribution for CB, that is m dash CB, this is equal to, formula is same, rotation contribution at far end, that is this 12.68 plus rotation contribution, here will be 0, here will be 0, so plus summation of fixed end moment, that is this 4, so we'll write down 4, multiply this with rotation contribution at for CB, that is minus 0.25, so minus 0.25, so multiply this with minus 0.25, so this will be equal to, minus 4.17, so write down this value here, minus 4.17. Next we have to find out the rotation contribution for CE. For this CE we have to find out the rotation contribution, but you can see here the rotation factor is minus 0.25 only, therefore this value will be again this same value, that is minus 0.417. So write down here minus 4.17. Now here you can see, if you observe minutely, the difference between these two values is very small, these two values is very small, these two values is very small, these two values is again very small, again the difference between these two values is again very small. Okay, therefore as the difference is very small, therefore we can stop in this particular step, okay, because we have got a very small difference between the iteration values, we get the small difference in iteration values. The next step will be to find out the final end moment, next step. So this will be our rotation contribution, this 8.48, this will be the rotation contribution for BA, this 8.48, this will be rotation contribution for BF, this 12.68, this will be the rotation contribution for BC, this minus 4.17 is rotation contribution for CB, this minus 4.17 is rotation contribution for CE. Okay, now we have to find out the final end moment values. We have to find out the final end moment values. Okay. Okay, so final end moment values, step number 4, find final end moment. Okay, we have to find the final end moment. So formula for calculating the final end moment, formula for calculating the final end moment is final end moment is equal to fixed end moment plus 2 into rotation contribution at near end plus rotation contribution at far end, therefore this MAB, that is final end moment AB, this is equal to MFAB, that is minus 4.44 plus 2 into rotation contribution at near end, it is 0, therefore this will be 2 into 0 plus rotation contribution at far end, that is this will be 4.48, this will be 4.48, so write down here 4.48, and this will be equal to 4.04, this will be equal to 4.04, this will be 8.48, this will be 8.48, and this final moment will be 4.04 kilonewton meter. Similarly, MBA is equal to this formula, that is fixed end moment plus 2 into rotation contribution at near end, that is fixed end moment BA is 8.89 plus 2 into rotation contribution at near end, that is 8.48 plus rotation contribution at far end, that is 0, this will be equal to 25.85 kilonewton meter, Similarly, BC, this is equal to fixed end moment BC, that is minus 64, so minus 64 plus 2 into rotation contribution at far near end, that is 12.68 plus rotation contribution at far end, that is minus, this will be minus 4.17, this will be equal to, so for BC it will be minus 42.81 kilonewton meter, Similarly, MBF, this will be equal to this will be equal to fixed end moment here fixed end moment BF, that is equal to fixed end moment BF, it is 0, so 0 plus 2 into rotation contribution at near end, that is 8.48, so 2 into 8.48 plus rotation contribution at far end, that is 0, so 0, this will be equal to MBF is equal to 16.96 kilonewton meter. Similarly, we have to find out the final end moment. Okay, similarly we have to find out the final end moment for MFB will be equal to the fixed end moment MFB, that is 0 plus 2 into rotation contribution at near end is 0 plus rotation contribution at far end is 8.48, so this will be equal to 8.48 kilonewton meter. Just a minute, 8.48 kilonewton meter. MCB will be equal to fixed end moment here 64, so 64 plus 2 into rotation contribution at near end, that is minus 4.17, so 2 into minus 4.17 plus rotation contribution at far end, that is 12.68, so this CB, this will be equal to this MCB, this will be equal to 68.34 kilonewton meter. Similarly, MCE, this MCE is equal to fixed end moment for C, that is 0. Fixed end moment C is 0 because there is no load, plus 2 into rotation contribution at near end, that is minus 4.17, minus 4.17, plus rotation contribution at far end, that is 0. So 0, this is equal to MCE is equal to minus 8.34 kilonewton meter, minus 8.34 kilonewton meter. And MEC, this will be equal to fixed end moment at EC, that is 0. So 0 plus 2 into rotation contribution at near end, it is 0 again. So 0 plus rotation contribution at far end, that is minus 4.17, minus 4.17. So this is equal to minus 4.17 kilonewton meter, minus 4.17 kilonewton meter. And this is how the final end moments are calculated. This is how the final end moments are calculated. We can again draw the bending moment diagram like this. We can again draw the bending moment diagram like this. We can again draw the bending moment diagram like this. AB is 4.04. So this will be 4.04, 4.04. I'll draw this quickly. Okay, AB is 4.04, BA is 25.85, 25.85. This is BA, join this line. Then we have BC as minus 42.81. BC is minus 42.81. So this will be somewhere above. Sorry, I'll just delete. Sorry, just a minute. I'll just delete this. This will be, sorry. Yeah, this will be 25.85, BA 85, and BC will be above somewhere. This is BC is 42.81. BC is 42.81. Then CB is this 68.34. So this will be again going above. Sorry, I'll just move this downward. Okay, CB is going somewhere above. So CB will be 68.34. So this will be drawn like this: 68.34. Join these two lines. Then we have here CF, CD. This is 60. So here we will be having 60. Join these lines. Then we will be having I have to join here. This will be AB and BA. Then for BF, the bending moment is 16.96. It will be clockwise, therefore it will be here 16.96. And for FB and for FB it is 8.48. So here it will be somewhere here 8.48. Join these two lines like this. Join these two lines like this. Join these two lines like this. And then for this EC member, the CE is minus 8.34. So it will be here on this direction, that is anti-clockwise. So 8.34, it will be somewhere here. And EC, it is minus 4.17. So it will be somewhere here on this side. Okay, so 4.17. Join these two lines, and the bending moment diagram will be free bending moment diagram will be something like this. The free bending moment diagram will be, okay, we have a point load here. So the free bending moment diagram, I'll draw this by this. Okay, the free bending moment diagram will be something like this. Okay, and for point load there will be some parabolic shape. Like this. I don't write the values here, I haven't calculated that. Okay, so this is how the bending moment is drawn.